Hi, welcome back to your third and final week. Last week you heard Erica talk about our weekly rhythm here at the Foundry. If you just come to church on a Sunday or Monday and that's it, you're going to grow spiritually, but not as much as if you were part of a group. And if you come to a group and you sit through the meeting and you listen, you're still going to be able to grow spiritually, but not as much as if you put that effort in and become open and honest and share your experiences. Paul talks about this in Galatians 6. He says, you're going to reap what you sow. So the more that you put into a group, the more of you that you put into it, the more that you are going to get from it. Before we get into Allison's message this week on community, what we really want to talk to you about is obstacles. Life is obstacles. There's obstacles everywhere we go in today's society. And what we want to try to do is talk about some of those obstacles that many groups face and how we can overcome those. So the one obstacle I hear most of all is busyness. We have 24 hours in a day and that seems like an awful lot. But really, if you think about it, it tends to get filled up really quickly. Personally, I work 2 jobs here at church and I'm a teacher. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, dishes have to get done, dinner has to get made, laundry has to get done. I could list everything that could take up my 24 hours. But what I realized last year is I had to make groups a priority. And in making my small group a priority, I have grown spiritually and in my relationship with my group. So my hope is that you are also able to make this a priority. Giving up 1 hour of your week doesn't sound like a lot, but we all know how busy we are. But that maybe is just 1 hour of TV, or 1 hour away from your hobby, or going on Facebook for an hour. Whatever you can do to help yourself grow spiritually by giving up that 1 hour is going to make a big difference in your life. Another obstacle that we have is that everything needs to be perfect. We live in an age of Pinterest where, wow, this person decorated their home beautifully, or, ooh, this person did this beautiful spread for a get-together. But the reality is that we don't live in a perfect world. So really, I think that the imperfect is perfect. And here's why. My house, when we have our groups over, is not always the cleanest because honestly, I don't want to spend my time cleaning the house. What I want to spend my time with is my relationship with my group. I want to know, how did their week go? I want to know, what are you having struggles with? Those relationships are what matter the most. And when we show some of those imperfections, people are going to relate better to us because they realize we're human. We're able to show the real us, not the pretend fake smile that we sometimes see when we're not in those relationships with another in the group time. So what we're hoping is with weekly, you are able to get to that place where that imperfect is perfect because you really get to know one another. So you might be saying, wow, we're done with 3 weeks. Where do we go now? Well, we don't know. For some of you, this might be your group for the next 20 years. Some of you, this might be your group for just this coming year. Others of you, this might be like the end of the road. That's okay. Each person is different. What we want to do is we want to find what's right for you. So throughout the year, we were going to give you lots of opportunities to either stay with this group or find another group that works for you. And throughout the year, we are not meeting every single week, 52 weeks out of the year. We do have some breaks. We have breaks around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summer. But the most important part is that you have this community that you are able to form. And here's Allison to tell a little bit more about community.
Hi, my name is Allison, and I'm so excited that you guys have chosen to participate in sermon-based small groups at the Foundry Church. I believe that God created us for community, and we're each at a different point in our own faith journey, and these groups are meant to provide support by giving us accountability and encouragement. So how do we go from a small group to a community? I think there's a couple things that are important to remember. The first of those is to be real, to be you. You come to this group with different life experiences. Don't be afraid to share those experiences. It doesn't mean you need to share your deepest, darkest secrets, but just be real. The only way to have authentic community is to be authentic. The other thing to remember is that you're in this group not only to be encouraged, but to be an encouragement to others. So remember to be intentional and to listen as other people in the group share. Get to know them by asking questions and respond with grace. These new relationships may take a little time to form. That's okay. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen overnight. Remember, the more time you put into the group now, the better your experience with your small group will be. So be patient. So I think one of the awesome things about community is that everybody has a different experience to bring to the table. Everybody sees things a little bit differently, so we can be put in front of the same scripture and we can all have a different perspective. And that's been a huge growth for me, to just be in community with different types of people, all age ranges, all different life experiences, and just to hear what they have to say about the different scripture, just to put their perspective on it, has been a huge growth and an encouragement to me. One of the keys to making an authentic group is just curiosity about the people that you're surrounded by. It's easy to ask someone how they're doing and to have them say fine or good, and it's just kind of on the surface. But curiosity allows you to take a step further and say, how are you really doing? Or how really was your day? Or what did you do today? Asking those key questions is an encouragement for them to know that you're actually listening and that you want to deepen your relationship with them, that you want to be an encouragement to them. I think by pushing through and by asking deeper questions, you're really breaking down the barrier of going from an acquaintance to a friend. Really deeply knowing that person, showing them that you're there to support them, that you're there to provide accountability, but also encouragement. Community is such an important thing to Christians. We can go to church on Sunday or Monday night, and our roots can be wide, and we can talk to a lot of people, but it's all on the surface. And I feel like true community is when you enter into people, you grow in your depth of relationship with them, so your roots grow deep. When something does happen in life that you need a friend for, that you need someone to walk with you in the day-to-day, maybe you need some prayer support, you have those people in your community that you can turn to. We as a church body, as a whole, can't possibly be community to every person that comes through the door. That's why entering into small groups is so important. So in our culture, one of the things that is prevalent right now is everything is quick. It's McDonald's, it's drive-through, it's fast. But that doesn't really serve well in community. Developing true community takes time, and it takes work, and it's not always convenient. You may not want to gather once a week for an hour, but the result of gathering, the work that you put in to gather and to make it an intentional time of growth is well worth it.
Thank you guys for taking the first step to being a part of a small group here at the Foundry. We are so thankful that you took this risk, and we hope that you are able to feel a sense of community already within this group. So I'm going to highlight a little bit of what Allison said. She said that we need to be real and be curious, and that's something you guys can practice in your group. Curiosity is not just giving the first answer that comes to your mind, but it's really actively listening, hearing what people are saying, asking some follow-up questions before offering any advice to them. One important thing I want you to remember about groups is that it is really all about the relationships and getting to know one another. And some of you are going to connect right away. Others, it's going to take a little bit longer, and that's okay. I kind of think of it like a marathon. We support, we encourage one another through the training, but a marathon is long. It's going to take a while, and it's all right. You will get there eventually. So we realize a big part of the group is what you are going to make out of it. It's taking personal ownership in how the group is going to run for you. Showing up, being real, practicing that curiosity, willing to share things that maybe are a little uncomfortable for you, are going to all help you grow spiritually. And that's going to make your group's experience that much better. So we know that God is always asking us to be in a deeper relationship with Him and with other believers. So our prayer is that you realize this group right here is for you. It's not something that we want from you.